Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Creative Process. Today we're going to work on some amazing abstract design using 3D Extrusion Depth Map option in Adobe Photoshop. We're going to use some tools which are very simple to use, like we're going to use Liquify option to mix the color combinations, and then we're going to use 3D Depth Map to give some contrasting abstract designs and use the 3D rotate and the scale values to give some interesting look. In the previous video, we have seen how you can create 3D extrusion text effect using Adobe Photoshop. We have used the depth map to create out that effect, and we created also amazing text designs like glow and then highlight, and then we have applied it on a single text, and we have used RGB colors to create that amazing design. In that, we have also understood how the colors make a huge impact in depth map designs. Like bright color represent it's going to be on the forward, and the black color represent it's going to be on the backward, like depth and the highlight. So it's totally depend on the color range. So we have used those concepts like the color combinations and created out some amazing text effect. In this tutorial, we're going to learn more about on this depth map option, where we're going to create out some amazing poster design using this concept. The first design I'm going to create is this one, where you can see we have added some nice extrusion background using the images which is over here. I have used some sample images from the web, and I have used those images and created out this design. And then I have created this nice poster where you can see, if I go in there, you can see if I hide the text layer, this is the image, and this is our original design. I have created some abstract look to it, and then this is our first cover. The second design we're going to create is this one, and it's the same concept. We're using the different images, so every single image will give you some different look to your design, and that will give you this design. The third design we're going to create will be this one, where you can see there is some 3D look to it, where you get some different art. So using this concept, you can explore different version of your design. And lastly, I want to show you how you can create this design. This one, as you can see, it's looking great. This is painting some I have added some camera filter option, and then I have added some paint effect to the this extrusion design, and this will give you that design. And you can use different image and that will give you different color combination and will give you this different look to your design. So let's look at how you can create this design using the 3D depth map in Adobe Photoshop. So let's begin. So first of all, we have created this design. So let's see how you can create this. So I'm going to open a new document. So let's go there and choose a document and create. Here it is. Now the first image I'm going to choose is this one. So let's create this first design. So let's drag and drop it there, and here it is. And now enter, and let's create that depth map, 3D extrusion depth map, and it's very simple. Let me make the screen dimension to full, and now let's apply the 3D extrusion. So selecting that image that's in this layer, and I'll go to 3D new mesh from layer and go to depth map to plane. So we're going to use this option plane, click on that. So here it is. So this is the extrusion depth map created by Photoshop using that image, and it has all the color combination which was there in the image. I want to select this rotate tool, click there, and you can just rotate it and see how it's looking. So this is the first look, but what we need in this design is we need something like original color. So right click on your artboard, and over here styles, go to unlit texture, and this will give you that original color combination. Here you can see it. And now I'll just click on this camera and just click and zoom it in like this. Very simple. Okay, and now using the 3D rotation tool, we're gonna give this angular rotation to this design. So click and just give some angular rotation, and as you can see, if I go over here, as you can see in our previous design, we have given this kind of look by giving that angular tilt. So let's give this angular tilt to our design. So this is it. I'll just move it to this direction. Okay, and this, using this move tool, will place it somewhere around here. I'll use this camera and just zoom it in. Okay, and throw a little bit, zoom it out, and with this rotation we'll give something similar to this. Okay, and this one will just move something like this. Okay, so as you can see, by doing some little adjustment you can give some unique look, unique expression to your design. And this is what how we are going to create some interesting abstract look. So I am happy with this design. I'll just click outside over here and right click on the layer and just rasterize the layer. Click on the rasterize 3D layer, and I want to change the background color to black. So let's choose some black color. Okay, and Alt backspace, and here it is. So here is our design, and if you compare it with this design, this looks exactly the same, but here I have added some little color contrast and we're going to give that. So selecting this two layer, let's merge these layers. Okay, now let's give some little bluish tint. So we're going to use, let's say, curve, and let's try to give some different look. So if I move here and there and just increase or decrease the values, or maybe you can use hue and saturation values. So let's try it out using the hue and saturation. So click over there, hue and saturation, and let's move around with this color. So I'm going to give a little bit of bluish tint. Yep, you can see this is the color combination. So that's how I have added some little bit of color tilt using the hue and saturation. You can use the curve or any other adjustment layer which you're comfortable with. So this is original. This is a little bit of color tint I have added using the hue and saturation value. Now the next thing we're going to do is to create this. Let me hide out all these layers. Create this abstract art cover. So let's create that. So for that I'm going to open a new document, and here let's set it to this oriental, and we're going to set the height to 1000 and width to 600 or around 700. Okay, and create. So here it is. Now let's drag that image. So like this, merge layer, convert to smart object, and just drag and drop it to our new work area. And I'll just Command or Control T to apply the transform option. With a shift press, rotate it and rotate it in 90-degree angle, and let's scale it up. Just fill up the entire work area, and here it is. Now the next thing we're gonna do is to create a duplicate of this, right? And we'll mask it out. So using the ellipse tool, I'll just draw out a circle in the middle. So okay, with the Alt and Shift press, I'm drawing out a circle, and with the space bar you can move around like this. So with the space bar pressed you can move, then release, and it will be size adjustment, then move around, and I'll place it somewhere in the middle, something like this. Okay, a little bit bigger, and done. And I'll apply mask to this. Okay, so as you can see, this is the mask. Now we'll just rotate this. So I'll just unlock this and Command or Control T and just rotate this. So you can see with the little bit of rotation to your image, you can give some unique, interesting looking design. Enter. Here it is. And we can give more interesting look by adding some blur effect to your second layer. So selecting that, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and add some blur value. So we're gonna give something like this. Okay, and now lastly I'll add the texts. So go there, select this text layer, that layer, drag and drop it there and place it somewhere around here, and arrange it to front so it's on the top layer. Okay, and then let's scale it down, Command Control T, and just place it exactly where it is. So I'll just place it somewhere around here, and just scale it down a little bit more, and I think this is looking great. So here is our first design. So it was very simple, very easy to create using the 3D depth map option. And let's look at how we can create the second design. And the second design we're going to create is this one. So let's create that. So I'll open that image. I'll just hide this and just drag and drop that image. So the second image is this one. Drag and drop, just fill up the region, something like that. And now go to 3D, new mesh from layer, depth map to plane again. and it will apply the same effect to this image as well. And as you can see, it's looking great. Now right click, solid, unlit texture. So change the style to unlit texture, and here we go. If I rotate it, you can see the effect. But what we need for this design is we will be working on the opposite direction. So I'll just rotate it to the opposite, exactly opposite. So just rotate and go to the opposite direction of the image. Here we go, in the opposite direction. So this is the front and this is the back. So we'll be looking at the back region. So let's keep it something like this. Use the camera and zoom it in. Okay, then use the move tool and move it somewhere around here. Now using the rotation tool, we'll rotate the angle just to get some interesting look. So let's give it some interesting look to your design, something like this. Okay, I'll just move it down and let's rotate the angle. So rotate it something like this. Okay, yep, it's looking great. Now I'll just move this around here and we'll just zoom it in a little bit. So using the camera, just move it in and move it somewhere around here. So that's how we have created that second design. Here we can see it's the same design which we have created over here using the same effect. So here I think this is looking great. I'll just keep it something like this, and now we'll set the background. So I'll apply a background color. Let's apply black, alt backspace, and let's merge these two layers. Okay, so before that, let's convert this into rasterized layer. Okay, then selecting these two layers, merge the layers. Now let's add some curve adjustment layers. So I'll go to here, curve adjustment, and let's increase some contrast. So as you can see, using the curve adjustment layer, we can add some little contrast, little bit of contrast, something like this. Okay, a little bit, and I think this is looking great. So selecting all, merge these layers, and then convert this into smart object. Okay, and now we'll follow the same steps. Let's drag and drop it to our worker area here, and what I'll do is I'll hide out everything else. So select these and group them up. Command Control G, and then let's hide these layers. So here is our new design which we have created, and Command Control T, let's rotate it 90 degree, place it somewhere in here, and let's fill up the entire work area. So this is the same concept. Now if I look at over here, you can see here's the purple, blue, and here's green. So let me see how it is. Here's the purple. So let's Command Control T, let's rotate it to this direction, maybe, or maybe this direction. So you can do anything you want. So we can just place it something like this. So I'll keep it something like that. Now I'll create under duplicate, and to this we're going to apply the mask. So let's create that circle with the Alt and Shift pressed, and then place it in the center. Let's move around and apply the mask. Click and just rotate this. Unlock this, Command Control T, and just play around with the rotation value, something like that. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is totally in the opposite direction. So let's do that. Command Control T, and let's rotate it exactly like this. Okay, and let's move around and just scale it down a little bit just to give some dynamic look. Okay, yep, and enter. And if you see over here, we have given that blur value to this. So let's give that blur value. Selecting this, go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we're going to give some nice large value to this so that we can fade out the whole like details. So click OK, Command Control T. You can just scale this up a little bit, and here we go. Now let's apply the text, and here I have already created the text, so I'm going to just select that text layer. So selecting this text, so this is the text, just click, drag and drop it there. Okay, and then Command Control T and scale it down. So with the arrow key, adjust the position and enter. And if you don't feel like that the circle is not in the center, you can select that curve and just move it on the right or left direction using the arrow up and down keys, something like this. So it's very simple. Okay, so this is the second design. Now let's go to our interesting part, this design. Here we can see it's different. It's totally different from our previous two abstract designs. So this one we're gonna work on the same file. We're gonna create this rectangular and this like feeling, this looks like some artwork, some like a mountain range with a colorful variation to it. So let's create that. So let's go there here and let's drag in our image. So I'll just select everything first, these layers, group them up, and then let's hide it out. Now let's drag in our image. So for the third design, we're going to use this design, and as you can see, this is totally different vibe, completely smoky effect. So we're going to use this image, drag and drop it there, and then rotate it, and let's fill up this entire like work area. Now here the steps is little different. So the first thing we're going to do is to use Liquify option. So selecting that, go to filter, Liquify, and using the Liquify tool, we're going to create some interesting look. So select this tool and set the density around 23, size around 121, this much, and just click and move around, and this will give you that like irregular look to your design, something like this. And this is what we want in our design. So just keep on click and roughing it and mix the color all together, something like this. Just move around randomly, clicking that, okay, and keep on mixing the colors until you get some random look, something like this, zigzag, up and down, circles. So this how just mix it. So once you have mixed the color, let's try to create that like a position. So I'm gonna increase the density to 100 and let's try to move around. So I'll just try to fill up this entire empty spaces on top. Okay, let's zoom it out. Okay, and just work on this. So click, okay, filling this region. Okay, now let's bring this. So I'll just scale up the size and let's bring this up. So click and bring this somewhere around here. Okay, let's scale it down, something like this. Okay, so as you can see, I'm trying to recreate that look to this image. So just moving around, and now let's reduce the density and reduce the size and just try to blend it in this region. So scale up the size. Okay, something like this, interesting look, giving interesting look to this ends as well. So just moving around and mixing it together, something like that. Okay, so as you can see, I'm trying to create that look, and continue until you are satisfied with the end product. So it's totally depends on your like how much time you give to this artwork. So this, I'm just trying to achieve that look. Okay, so I'll just click OK now. And if we compare it with our original design here, you can see I have given some like uneven ends to this. So you can anytime, if you're not happy with this, you can anytime go in there, go Liquify, and then just try to recreate that look. So just, it's randomness. So your randomness will give you some interesting look in the ends. Like enter and click OK. And after this, we'll use the brush tool. Select the color, okay, black color, and make sure selecting the brush. We'll just convert this into rasterized layer. Okay, this is the very simple layer. Now apply a brush. So before that, choose a soft brush and just apply it at the ends. This will give it that soft blend. So okay, so I think this is done. Now let's try to apply that 3D. So go to 3D, new mesh, and let's apply that map to plane. And here it is. Before that, what we can do is we'll change the background to black as well, alt backspace, right? And what we'll do is I'll select that background layer and bring it to the top and place it beside this. Okay, and this one will place it there. So, and selecting these two layers, the design layer and the background layer, and let's merge these layers. Okay, now we'll go to 3D and depth map to plane. And this whole design will act as a one single layer and we'll get some interesting look. So here, right click and choose unlit texture, and this will give you that original texture. And now using there's a 3D rotation tool, you can rotate around and just check it out how it looks. And if you feel like your depth is too high, you can anytime click there and just go in there and just reduce this z-axis. So this is the depth. You can increase or decrease the depth using this tool. So let's give something around this much, okay? And just try to rotate the angle, something like this. Let's zoom it in, okay? Filling up the work area, place it in somewhere around here, and just rotating the angle using this 3D look. So it depends on you how you want to give this a look. So just move it a little bit, let's zoom it in a little bit, okay? And I think this is looking great. If you feel like you want to add some more depth, just go there again and increase the Z value, okay? Little bit, and then done. And I'll just rasterize this layer. Okay, this is the layer which you have created, and you can do some little adjustments. Like if you see this edges are a little harsh, you can go to filter, camera raw filter, and add some little bit of softness. So it's very simple. You can just go to camera raw filter, and here you can do some little adjustment with the color as well. So I'll just add a little bit of temperature and a little bit of this, and you want to add some clarity, you can add some clarity as well. So I'll just keep it something like this. And the main thing is this luminance. So if you increase the luminance, you can add some softness. Zoom it in, see, you can see the softness. If I reduce it, there's harshness, and with this you can add some softness as well as a little bit of details. And I think this is looking great, so I'll just keep it that way. And if we go in our previous design, I haven't applied that, so let's keep it that way. And if you want to do some color adjustments, you can easily do that by human saturation, and you can look around with different color themes, okay, and you can apply it. Our original color is looking great. I'll just keep it that way. Well, the only thing I need over here is I will add a little contrast. So curve adjustment layer, a little bit of depth, and just increase the highlight region, zoom it in, and little bit of contrast like that. Okay, now let's bring in our text. So here, let's bring in the text. Just move and place it around here. So I'll just scale down the size and place it according to our artworks and enter. So here's the text, and I think we are missing something, so we'll bring in that layer. This one, rectangular. As you can see, there's a rectangular background here, and I have created that using our rectangular shape tool. So select that, just click and draw out a rectangle, something like this. Okay, very simple to create. Okay, and then after that we'll apply some stroke color. So I'll just remove the fill color and add a white stroke color and increase the stroke thickness. So just look around how much thickness you want to give. I think 5 is looking great, or maybe exact 5 value points. Enter, and I think this is looking great. Now let's mask out this region. As you can see, this region is visible, here it's not visible, so we're going to mask out. So it's very simple. I'll just select that layer, okay, and hide out all the rest of the layers. And selecting that layer, go to select image or color range, right, and choose this. Let's increase the brightness a little bit more. This has to be dark, this is bright, right? And click OK. And that way, just apply this mask to this rectangular shape. Apply the mask, and I'll just reverse this. So Command or Control I to reverse it, and using the brush tool, you can just paint it on it. So select the brush tool and just paint it over it like this. So it's very simple. It's looking like it's on the background. I'll just set it to 100%. Different like look to your design, like it's passing through it. You can give that something like this, like hiding it here and showing it there, and it looks like it's passing through that design. And that's how I have added that interesting look to this effect. And then I'll just scale down the texts, okay, and just make sure that it's set in this inside this rectangular region, and enter. And here is our third design. And now let's look at the last design, and the last design is exactly the same. The steps are similar, exactly the same process, but the uniqueness of that look is so good. So using this technique, using these tools, using these shortcuts, you can create some amazing abstract arts, and that's like completely depends on your imagination. It's not restricted. You can create anything. In this process, we have created some amazing designs. The third one was this image where we have used some like wallpaper and mixed them using Liquify, and then given them some extrusion, and then use the curve adjustment layer to highlight the color combination and edit that text. The second design we created was this, where we have created this nice abstract design using the smoke colors and then extruding them and setting an angle. The last design we created was this. So it's the opposite one. We have extruded it like depth map, and then we have used the opposite direction where it's like concaved and created this design. So it's completely depends on your imagination. The technique is similar. I have used the same concept, same techniques for all the three cover designs, and it comes out amazing. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. I hope you're going to use these techniques and create out some amazing designs of your own. Don't forget to check out the next tutorial coming up, and if you want more updates on designing, don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel.